My parents skipped my baby's funeral for my brother's pool party said, "It's just a baby. Your brother's party matters more. I buried my child alone. You chose a pool party over your grandchild's funeral." My voice cracked mid-sentence, but I didn't care. I stood in the kitchen, shaking, sweat beading on my palms as I stared across the counter at them. "Don't raise your voice, Ryan," my mother snapped, wine glass in hand, posture perfectly upright as if we were discussing groceries. "He already had the funeral," my father muttered, not even looking up from his goddamn iPad. "We didn't think it needed to be a whole thing." "A thing?" I laughed, hollow. "It was my son, my baby. You never met him. You never even asked to." "It was the same day as Michael's party," Mom said, like that justified it. "His promotion, the new house, he's finally stable. And after all he's been through. We all went through something." I cut her off. "But I was burying my child, Mom, not a goldfish." Michael, of course, was silent in the doorway. Polo shirt, tan from the party they all showed up to with margaritas in hand. He looked annoyed. "I didn't ask them to skip the funeral," he said. "Why are you blaming me?" I turned to him slowly. "Because you never said a word. You could have told them to go. You could have rescheduled. Hell, you could have shown up, Mike." His silence was louder than anything he could have said. "My name is Ryan Keller. I'm 26 years old. And last week I stood alone under a gray sky and lowered my infant son into the earth without a single family member beside me. My hands were numb that day. From the cold, yes, but more from the quiet. No mother to hold me, no father to steady me, no brother to say, 'I'm here.' It was just me and a tiny white casket. I don't think I'll ever forgive that silence. But I didn't cry during the funeral. No, I saved that for afterward, when I came home to a house still full of baby things. The family." Margaret Keller, Mom, 58. Cold, image-obsessed. She's always said I was too emotional. She once told me grieving is a private thing, like it was impolite to feel. David Keller, Dad, 61. Passive. He follows whatever Mom wants, keeps his head down. He hasn't looked me in the eye since the funeral. The Michael Keller, brother, 29. The golden boy. Charming, loud, successful. He's had 2 DUIs, 1 rehab stint, and still came out the hero. I was the quiet one, the resilient one, the disposable one. "You didn't even ask if I needed help," I said. "Not with the hospital, not with the arrangements. You didn't send flowers, nothing." Mom looked bored. "We didn't want to intrude. You said you needed space." I said I was grieving, not exiling myself. Michael scoffed. "You always make everything about you. Just like when Dad had that heart scare, suddenly you're talking about your mental health. Like, read the room." My chest tightened. My ears rang. I looked at them all and realized they didn't just abandon me. They've never really seen me. I looked over at Dad. "Did you really co-sign Michael's second mortgage with my inheritance?" Silence. Then Mom spoke. "It's family, Ryan. You weren't using it. Michael needed a boost and it was just sitting there." Just sitting there. The savings account my grandfather left for me. My baby's college fund, maybe. A home one day. Gone. Because Mike needed a pool with LED lights. I remember the night Eva went into early labor. She was bleeding, screaming. And the nurse said the baby's heart was slowing. I held her hand and told her he'd be okay, even though I didn't believe it. I called my mom from the hospital. She didn't pick up. I texted Michael. "Please pray. It's bad." He left me on red when the doctor came out and said, "I'm so sorry." I was already alone, but I didn't scream. I didn't collapse. I just asked for a moment with my son. He was so small. And I whispered into his ear, I'm sorry you didn't get better people. So the next day, I drove to Michael's house. The pool party aftermath still lingered. Beer cans, music equipment, a half-deflated swan float. No one saw me plant the flash drive under the outdoor speaker system, the one that synced to every Bluetooth speaker in their house. At 8 p.m., the house came alive with my voice. "This is Ryan. You didn't come to my son's funeral, but let me remind you what that sounded like." Then I played the audio recording of the burial. Just my voice, alone, breaking. I watched from my car across the street. They poured out of the house like it was on fire. Michael came to my door the next morning, red-eyed. "You humiliated us," he said. "Did it feel anything like being left alone at your son's grave?" Silence. Mom left a voicemail. "That was cruel, Ryan. Your grief doesn't give you permission to attack your family." I deleted it. Dad texted. "I'm sorry." 2 words. Too late. I finally responded. "You all finally hear me now? Or do you need another file?" I didn't do it for revenge. I did it for silence. My own silence. I packed up the nursery last night. Slowly, carefully. I kept one blanket. Michael sent a longer message. "I didn't understand. I'm trying to. Can we talk?" I didn't reply yet, but I didn't delete it either. This morning, I stood at my son's grave again. I brought fresh flowers, sat with him in the sun, and for the first time it didn't feel like I was alone. Maybe because I'd finally said everything I needed to say. Maybe because grief changes you. But so does finally being heard. I don't know if I'll ever forgive them, but I'm starting to forgive myself.